So this term is going to 0. So this part is going to 0 because n is 0. So the final equation will be plus 0 square plus 0 square. So m will be 0. Okay? M will be 0. And substituting the value of p, substituting the value of this p over here. Okay? Substituting the value of p over here, what we are going to get is equals to k raised to 4 a raised to 6 divided by 4 pi e0 whole square. So substituting the value of p, we will get 4 pi from 0 0. This will be square and epsilon minus 1 plus epsilon plus 2. This will be square and we have psi star dot psi 0, that is nothing but polarization. Okay? So these two terms are going to cancel. This is going to cancel with this term. These two terms are going to cancel. And at last we are going to get we will get differential scattering cross section per unit solid angle is equals to k raised to 4 a raised to 6 epsilon minus 1 plus 2 whole square into psi of star epsilon plus 0 whole square. Okay? Now, this is all about the differential scattering cross section per unit solid angle. If we talk about the polarization, then the polarization of the scattered field is totally dependent upon the electric dipole scattering. Okay? The polarization depends is typically of purely an electric dipole scattering. It's typically depending on the purely depending on the electric dipole scattering, because magnetic is not there. Okay? So the incident, I told you that if the incident radiation is unpolarized and the scattered radiation is linearly polarized, or you may have circular polarization, but over here let us say it is linearly polarized, so it is then of interest to us the angular distribution. Okay? We are interested in angular distribution. Initially I told that what is going to happen at 90 degree, what is going to happen at parallel, what is going to happen at 180 degree, what is going to happen with respect to theta. Okay? Now, the incident radiation is unpolarized and the scattered radiation is linearly polarized. So it is then of interest. It is then of interest to find out the angular polarization or the angular distribution of scattering radiation. Then of interest to ask for the angular distribution okay, it is of interest to find out the angular distribution of scattering radiation. Of scattered radiation of a definite state of linear polarization. Means if you have a sphere and an electric field is going to hit on it, then we are interested in finding this part, or this part, that is with respect to theta. We are interested in finding the scattered part with respect to its polarization and theta, the angular distribution. This is the angular distribution. Okay, this is the angular distribution. We are interested in finding out that how much amount of field is being scattered with respect to angular distribution and what will be its polarization. Okay, so for that we will assume one very good axis understanding. What we are going to see is okay, let us say this is y, this is x, and this is z. This is the initial n0. This is the initial normal vector n0 means incident one. Initial incident one. This is n0 is for incident one. This is also for incident one. That is polarization. This polarization is for incident one, and this is also for incident one. Okay. Now after scattering, what is going to happen is this n0 is going to change after scattering. This n0 is going to change, and it will have something like this, that is n, and we will have a theta. We will have a theta over here, and similarly we will have a reflection over here also. Okay, we will have reflection over here, that is epsilon 1. We will have reflection in epsilon 1, but remember, this is not going to change. This part is not going to change because it's moving like this. This is constant. And if I make my hand y-axis constant, and if I move my hand, remember my hand is y-axis and my fingers are z and x-axis. If I move clockwise, then y-axis will remain same. X-axis and z-axis, the plane. Remember the plane of x and z-axis will change. The y will remain constant. Okay. The y will remain constant. So this is epsilon 0 polarization, and y will 0 and will remain constant. That is going to remain constant. Okay, that is going to remain constant. So this is the understanding with respect to the axis. Now what is going to happen is, over here there will be two components. Over here there will be So over here there will be two components. One is going to be parallel and perpendicular. You will have two components, parallel and perpendicular, and both the parallel and perpendicular components will have its scattering, differential scattering cross section. Okay, both will have differential scattering cross section, and that is given by this is for parallel, that is given by k raised to 4 a raised to 6 divided by 2 r minus 1 by r plus 2. This is going to be square and cos square theta. As we are interested in finding out the angular distribution, we will have cos square theta. Okay, and this is for parallel, and another one you will have for perpendicular. This is going to be for perpendicular, and that is k raised to 4 a raised to 6 divided by 2 r minus 1 by r plus 2 whole square. Okay, whole square. Over here we will not have cos theta because the components are perpendicular, and with that perpendicular we will not have cos theta. Okay, so this is for parallel and perpendicular. Now the differential cross section, if you find out the total differential cross section, and we find out the total differential cross section, the total differential cross section sum over scattered polarization is total is given by parallel plus perpendicular component. Okay, total is given by parallel plus perpendicular component. Then we will have is equals to k raised to 4 a raised to 6 divided by 2 minus 1 by plus 2 polarization to 1 plus cos square theta. This is given by 1 plus cos square theta. Both the terms will be common, and 1 plus cos square theta will be there. So this is nothing but the total differential cross section. This is nothing but total differential cross section over scattered polarization. Okay, scattered polarization. Now, if we integrate this with respect to d omega, then we will get the total scattering cross section. Okay, and the total scattering cross section is integration of d omega is given by 8 pi. I am directly writing this integration and the value of integration. Okay, in pi by 3 a raised to 4 a raised to 6 sine minus 1 by sine plus 2 whole square. Okay, so this is the total scattering cross section which we are interested to find out for dielectric sphere. This is the total scattering cross section. Okay, moving ahead, I told you we discussed that we will also find out the polarization. We will also find out the degree of polarization. How much degree of polarization it's going to have, because the incident wave are unpolarized and the scattered wave may get polarization with respect to the angular distribution. With respect to angle, it may get polarization. It may get the polarization. So what we are going to find out is, and polarization or degree of polarization that is given by pi and theta. This is nothing but polarization. Okay, this is nothing but polarization. This is nothing but polarization. Okay, this is nothing but polarization. It's a symbol of it. Of the scattered radiation is defined by is equals to d of omega minus the parallel term divided by plus the parallel term. Okay, so the degree of polarization is given by this formula, and this is nothing but polarization of the scattered radiation. This is nothing but the polarization of the scattered radiation. Okay, so this is given by substituting all those values. We have all these values of the perpendicular and parallel term. We have all the values of perpendicular and parallel term. So if we substitute in there, then we will get is equals to sin square theta divided by 1 plus cos square theta. Sin square theta divided by 1 plus cos square theta. So this is nothing but the final equation of polarization of the scattered radiation. Remember, you have to substitute. We already have the perpendicular term component. We already have parallel term component. We just have to substitute all those things in this, and we will obtain this sin square theta by 1 plus cos square theta term. Okay. Now the important thing is, this is the term containing theta part. This is the term containing theta part. Okay. So when the angle changes, you can see the polarization of the scattered field will change. The polarization of the scattered field depends upon the angle. Okay, so we can plot the graph of this polarization with respect to its angle and how it's going to be changed. And we can also plot the graph of the scattering cross section or the differential scattering cross section. So let us see the graph of it, and we will have graph like this. Okay, this is, let us say this is 0, this is plus 1, and this is minus 1. Okay, this is plus 1 and minus 1, and this is the cos theta. Remember, cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0, cos 180 is minus 1. Okay, so if you substitute this theta value of 0 to 90 to 180 in that equation of polarization, what you are going to get is, here it is 1. Okay, so what kind of graph you are going to get is, okay, you will get something like this. You will get something like this. Okay, this is nothing but pi theta. So what does it indicate? What does it indicate? If you have the scattering field is being scattered with 90 degree, that is cos 0, cos 90 0, then you will have maximum polarization. You will have maximum polarization. If the scattered field is scattered with 0 degree or 180 degree, if the scattered field is scattered with 0 degree or 180 degree, the polarization is minimum. It will have less polarization. It will have less polarization. So this indicates the relation between the polarization. When unpolarized electromagnetic wave is being incident on a dielectric sphere, it will have this kind of relation. When it will scattered by 90 degree, you will have maximum polarization. Similarly, we can also find out the relation for the differential scattering cross section. And that will be something like this. Okay, this is nothing but differential scattering cross section. So the power radiated with respect to different angle, differential scattering cross section per unit solid angle. This is nothing but differential scattering cross section per unit solid angle. So you can see that it is having maximum power radiated when it is being scattered with less angle, that is 0 degree. If you have 90 degree scattering, then it will have very less amount of power transferred. Again, you will have maximum power at 180 degree. Okay, so this is the relation between the polarizability or polarization of the scattered field and the differential scattering cross section. The differential scattering cross section with respect to angular distribution. This is nothing but angular distribution. Okay, this is nothing but angular distribution. Okay, let me write the name of this graph, that is differential scattering cross section and polarization of scattered radiation for a small dielectric sphere. Okay, so this is all about today's theory, and this is all about the scattering. with respect to small dielectric sphere. Okay, thank you.